You're listening to episode 48 of the Let's Go Comics Show. Today we talk about new #1 issues from Image Comics, Batcat, some listener questions, and we smell all the floppies.
This is episode 48 of the Let's Go Comic Show. My name is Justin.
And I'm Matt.
So, this is the Let's Go Comic Show where we talk about comic books, comic book movies, comic book TV shows, everything in the world of comics.
Yes, we do.
Today, we have a lot of comics to talk about, but we also have a little bit of comic book news, so we're just going to jump right in, dude. But Matt, how do we rate this stuff?
Oh, man, we do that with the Let's Go rating system.
It's scientific. Spent months working on it, figuring out,
Yep.
how does this work? How do we apply that to things?
Mom approved.
Mom approved.
I don't know, like that cereal in the 80s.
Kicks.
Yes.
Dude, Kicks,
Kid
dude.
love.
The X.
Mom approved.
Best cereals. All right, so here we go. Have we done the best cereals yet?
Probably. Yeah,
You know
gave
what,
me a
today's
hard time
actually-
because I said something about Golden Grams.
Oh, that's right.
So-
Today is actually National Cereal Day.
No, it's not.
It is. I swear I saw it on Twitter. Today.
Like Michael Scott talking about Wikipedia.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter.
Anybody can put what they want,
It said,
so you know it's true.
I told my kids, I was like, hey guys, Dad messed up today. I made waffles today. I should just give you cereal. They're like, it's National Cereal Day. And then my kid told me it was another national day. I was like, how'd you know? So they're talking about it at school.
National Day.
National Day. National. Dad. Dad. Save yourself. It's national. It's National Cereal Day.
National Cereal Day confirmed. Celebrated annually on March 7th.
Since when? Since 2017. It is Wednesday.
That's funny. I'm going to have some cereal after we record, man.
There you go, dude.
Some late night cereal.
Yeah. Stoners everywhere are like, yeah. Dad.
What is it with the... You did that last week, too.
I don't know, dude.
Something.
It's I don't know.
I feel like you should be like tucking your hair behind your ear as
I
you
should.
said.
Yeah, bro. Sweet. Like the dude, remember who's the guy in what was the movie? It was like the 70s like stoner high school movie.
Oh, is it Dazed and Confused?
Dazed and Confused. That one guy, he was like, yeah. He was always like, he just had like, he always had this little cap and his little black hair. He tucked it behind his ears. I don't know. I remember people used to like him. I was like, he didn't really do much in that movie. He's just a guy.
Not a lot of people did a lot of things in that.
I mean, dude, no. Ben Affleck was in that movie, dude. Batman was in that movie. Matthew McConaughey was in that movie.
See, it all comes back to talking about comics.
There we go. Talking about comics. So let's rate. Let's talk about this rating system. So the best of the best is the gotta go. What are you doing? Why are you standing here? Go get that comic book. Go watch that movie. Go download that movie. Go stream it.
And then we have Let's Go.
Let's go, that's good. Like you should be doing those things.
Yes, then we have a Go,
Which is maybe
which
like
is
it.
still fine. I feel like it's like passable.
Yeah, go is basically based on your like what are your proclivities? Like what are you into? What is a go for me? Maybe a let's go for Matt. Sometimes we're on the same page, but sometimes we're like, no man, I'm not going to read that Iron Fist comic book. And then
whatever, man. You're gonna cave someday.
And then
there's good stuff.
I might. And then there's don't go, which is like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you buying that?
Don't do it.
Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. And then there's like, we told you. We told you.
Justin likes to shame people.
And I do. And you did it. You just trash juiced yourself. And it's all over your pants. And we told you. And people can smell it. And we don't know why. We don't know why you had to go and do that. And you don't care. And you don't listen. And true friends tell you. True friends will stab you in the front. And they will say, you know what? That was a bad idea. So anyways, there we go. There's
like
our
you
rating
talking
system.
about someone trash juicing in their pants.
Dude, don't trash juice in your pants. And there you go. So moving on. Hey, hello. So let's talk about some news. So today, the Luke Cage Season 2 kind of like
Teaser trailer
came out.
Yeah.
And what were your thoughts, Matt Ritchie?
I liked it. Felt
Yeah.
fun. Felt like I think Netflix does this still too, but I feel like the superhero thing to do, especially when you want it to feel air quotes realistic, is them like feeling guilty or like struggling with being a superhero or whatever the whole time, which he kind of got a little bit of in Luke Cage season 1, but he had good reasons for laying low and not showing what he could do.
Yeah.
This didn't feel like that. Felt like it was real short, but it was just him talking about like really confidently who he is and what he's done. And that little like call out at the end, like just the encouragement from whoever the random guy was, like get paid, black man. Which is great. So I mean, I'm excited for it. I feel like maybe I liked Luke Cage season 1 more than other people. Like I enjoyed it. Diamondback was a rough spot, but I liked it overall.
I thought he was kind of laid up, like trying to figure out how to like pull that stuff out of his chest for maybe like an episode too long.
But every Netflix show does that.
Yeah, and they need to work on that. They need to shorten them. Like just make it leaner, dude. 10 episodes.
We need at least 3 episodes of them not doing anything.
Yeah. No costume. People don't like the costumes. Till the last episode, we'll tease it. We'll put it on the last one. Anyways, yeah, I thought it was cool. I'm giving it a let's go because I'm excited to see Luke Cage again. I liked Luke Cage.
Me too.
Just got weaker after episode 6, but it's cool. I'm hoping Black Mariah shows up again. We get a little bit of her.
Yeah,
like
Black Mariah and Shades should still be doing stuff.
Yeah, Misty Knight. Like, what are you doing?
And it seems like they implied that Diamondback can make a comeback in a way. I hope not, because he was not great.
He was the worst.
But dude, that makes me think of in just a few hours here, Jessica Jones season 2 is going to be up on
which Netflix. Makes sense because this probably shows up at the end of like the last episode.
Right.
So,
yeah. How are you feeling about Jessica Jones season 2?
I want to watch it. I'm like, dang, dude, my wife wants to watch Friends right now. She wants to binge that. I'm like, how about we take a break? Because I'm kind of over the whole Friends thing right now.
You could tell her, like, man, like this is celebrating
the same city.
It's celebrating women.
It's celebrating right. Women. This is happening outside of Central Perk right now. Jessica Jones' life.
Well, did you know that they got all female directors for this season?
Oh, for reals?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm like, dude, that's kind of cool.
That's really cool.
It's great.
That's not going to make my wife want to watch it more. She actually watched the last one, but she got really disturbed once it got to like episode 8 when they started going into the house. And
there's some kind of
it was hard for her. So, but she might watch it with me.
It was pretty dark. It got intense, man, for sure.
But I like Jessica Jones too. I think I like Luke Cage more. But yeah, so I'm going to jump on that tonight. So anyways, Luke Cage season 2 trailer, teaser trailer, whatever. Let's go do it. I want to watch it. And it was fun. It was like looks like he was like Instagram live or something.
We got like June 22nd as our.
But it looked like he date. Like as a character was like live
telling
tweeting
people,
or something like, "Hey, you guys, I hope that fun like permeates throughout the season." Is all.
Yeah,
cool.
I agree.
All right, man. So, Infinity War. Speaking of Marvel, we're hanging out in the Marvel universe. It's all connected, kind of, sort of, maybe. I don't know. Where's Luke Cage at? Infinity War. Where's Luke Cage? So they moved Infinity War up to April 27th, which is like, that's next month. We can say next month Infinity War is going to explode all over the screens. We're going to watch it. And it was cool because on Twitter, like Robert Downey Jr., like, I'm not going to read the whole Twitter exchange, but it was cool. He was like, hey, any way we can get that sooner? And they're like, no problem, Robert. No problem, RDJ. And then like, okay, fine. It's coming out April 27th. Cool, man. Thanks. Can I bring some friends? Or like, there was this whole like
just
fun
me or
thing.
like, how about everybody?
Oh man, so that was cool.
That was fun. It was a fun exchange.
Yeah, and it gives a little more space. There's a lot coming out, dude. You got Deadpool 2. You got Solo. It's just a lot coming out, man.
Out in May for sure.
So I'm okay with that. Like, move it up.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what? No, maybe they don't need to put another trailer out. They will. Probably.
I don't need to watch another trailer. That's for sure.
I'm just really excited for it, and I've been watching the movies, like here and there, like just popping them on. I haven't really watched them all in correct order, just because my kids are kind of fickle and they don't want to watch Thor 2.
We're trying to make our way through those two.
But and we
your kids watch Ragnarok?
Yeah, we watched it already.
Yeah, we need to watch.
We got it. We got digital like last week. It just kind of popped up. I'm like, let's get it, and so we watched it. They watched it in the theater with me.
Cool.
And then we've been watching it, and they love it. My wife watched it. Did I talk about this on the show last week?
I don't think so.
Oh, so she didn't see it in the theater. She didn't care. But then she watched it. Like, we did like family movie night.
Yeah.
And she was like, maybe like 20 minutes in, she's like, is this like a comedy?
Oh yeah, you did mention that last week.
Did I? Okay. Anyways, yeah, she was like, is this a comedy? Anywho,
and you said
she liked it.
Yes, it is.
In the end, she ended up liking it, and so. But yeah, we've been watching the Marvel movies off and on. Like, anyways, like Guardians is always something played in our house. We just like that movie, and then
it's a good one.
Yeah, I don't need to like watch it again to get prepped. So, all right, cool. So
You
That's
freshen
good.
up on some Doctor Strange, though.
Dude, that's a hard one for me, man.
It shouldn't be.
That one. I want to watch Ant-Man again. That's what I want to watch.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of high up on my list.
Is it?
Ant-Man, yeah. I
Of
just
all
had a
the
lot of
Marvel
fun
movies?
with it. Mm-hmm.
Dude, we should do a ranking. We should do a Marvel movie ranking episode.
For Infinity War.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
We're going to fight.
Everybody,
I can feel it now.
send
We're
in
gonna
yours.
fight.
Send in your ranking, people. Actually, no. Everyone puts their ranking like every day. Like, what's your ranking for Marvel movies? Something comes out Marvel. What's your rating of all Marvel movies? So rankings are fun, though. I think rankings are fun, and yeah, I do want to fight you live.
All right.
Or live when we do it, and then
we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. So Infinity War moving up to April 27th. That's the got to go.
Dig it.
I'm excited about it. Let's watch it tomorrow. All right. So let's jump over to DC really quick. Today, Tom King started sharing like pictures of the covers of Batman 44, which is that the wedding issue or whatever
I don't
July
know.
4th is?
The title of the story is Something Blue.
Something blue. Like Batman's outfit?
I don't know.
Is Batman's cape black or is it blue? What do you think? I got into a debate the other day with some guy about it.
Really?
Yeah. He was like, Batman's costume's always supposed to be black. And I'm like, I get it, because the way they colored stuff back then, like blue, black always had like a blue highlight to it. I'm like, I get it, but I think over time it just became kind of canon that his suit was gray and blue. It's even been referenced as gray and blue. And
yeah, I think it depends. Like that's what I was going to answer the question. Like it kind of depends. Like right now, I think it's black.
Yeah,
with purple on the inside, like it should be. And then, but you had like not too long
that's
ago,
like Batman
it was for sure blue.
Like it's not like Batman doesn't make a purple cape. I just don't get it. Anyways, sorry. If they make action figures and they color the toy gray with a blue cape, what color is that?
It's blue.
Thank you. No one's saying, no, man, that's actually black. But like, because you can do black.
Is it like one of those weird like Instagram things where it's like, is the dress blue or white?
Is it black or gray? It's like his cape typically is black, but
there was
between the 50s and like 1998, his cape was freaking blue. Okay,
yeah,
that's what it was.
It is what it is, man.
Like they specifically
and a light blue compared to like Superman's costume,
right, dude? It was like really light blue. Like some of that 70s stuff are like, you're wearing bats.
Yeah,
bats
they weren't
blue.
like on the Super Friends show. They weren't like shading it to make it look black. Like it was just straight up blue.
Yeah, dude, for real, straight up.
Just letting you guys know.
Yeah. So, anyways, Batman's getting married and he's wearing a tux and he's looking at himself in the mirror. There you go. So,
well, I think it's cool, like composition of like the covers because you have them in their wedding attire, but in the mirror they're seeing themselves in their costumes.
They're like, so, do you think this is going to last this wedding? I think it's going to.
I do.
Like
I think they're going to have something happen, but I don't see any indication of Tom King backing down at this point from this being. It's, and I hope it's 6. I mean, there's always like the writers can do whatever they want, but man, like creating a new status quo like this for someone who's known as being at least putting on the facade of a billionaire playboy.
Yeah.
I think in both sides of Batman's life, like it makes a really, really interesting status quo to manage for writers to kind of mine for a lot of really great story potential, I think.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's a good idea. And I think we mentioned that before on the show. It's just, it's taking the character somewhere where he hasn't been, except Earth 2.
It's true.
But whatever. All right. I'm happy for it. It's cool. It reminds me, okay, so speaking of Batman.
And the dream sequence in that one episode of Batman the Brave and the Bold.
There you go. Hey. I love Batman Brave and the Bold, dude.
So good.
Such a good cartoon. Watch that. But listen to this episode first. Finish it off, and then go watch Batman Brave and the Bold. So, speaking of Batman, on Friday, I went to Hollywood.
That's something that Justin says to me all the time, by the way.
Speaking of Batman. Hey, speaking of Batman.
Like, we weren't even talking. We were picking about lunch places, man. What are you speaking of Batman?
Speaking of Batman. So, I went to Hollywood on Friday, and I went to the Hollywood Museum and checked out the Batman 66. Like, they have a whole little expo there, and it was really cool. Like, it made me have feels. Because I was like, that's the actual costume that Adam West wore. It's beat up, and I have a whole bunch of photos. I need to put them somewhere. I put some on my Instagram story that day. I don't know if you saw it, but
I did.
Okay,
it looked great.
It was so cool seeing the car. I mean, we saw the car up close.
Yeah,
like
the whole family go.
Yeah, whole family, dude.
Right
and my son, dude. Like we're walking down. Here's the coolest part. It's pouring rain. I forgot an umbrella. We planned really bad. We're in Hollywood. It's just kind of like this. It was almost like the night the Waynes were murdered. It was raining. Okay. We're walking down alleys,
That's
but we're okay. We're okay.
It.
And so we're walking down the street, and my kid's all, "Dad, stop!" I'm like, "What?" He said, "Look, it's Adam West." And like we walked over his star, like it was like leading up there, and we parked in a different spot. Like if we didn't park where we parked, we would have saw it. So we snapped a little quick photo, and I just love that my 8-year-old boy's like, "Dad, it's Adam West," and he knows. So anyways, we went inside, and they actually had the Christopher Reeve Superman suit too. But yeah, we got to see all the cool Batman memorabilia from the 60s and the costumes, and it was just really cool to take it all in and see it up close. And I know it's going away in April, and it's been going on since January. So if you live in the LA area, go to the Hollywood Museum, and it'll cost you $15, but I think it's worth it to see some like Batman history, dude. It was really cool. Dude, it's a gotta go. Go check out all of that stuff. And I wanted to put a video together, but they're like very like no video. You can't shoot anything, but I did take some video.
Oh, dang.
Never get a moment, maybe I'll throw something together. But
see, can I ask you something like that?
Please.
Also, like springboarding off of that. Speaking of Batman. Speaking of Adam West, I know you posted about it, but how do you feel about it? It seems that the Oscars in their in memoriam video didn't include Adam West, right?
Yeah, they didn't. That was jank. I was like, come on, dude. Batman? I don't know what are
the qualifications for making that video? Because they were like musicians in that video. Like they played a Tom Petty song on purpose,
I don't know, man.
Has Tom Petty done stuff for movies? Like I genuinely like I saw your
Adam
tweet
West
and I was like, oh yeah,
movies.
like
he was Batman in a theatrical release. I mean, they don't have to be winners. They just have to. They're usually people that have been a part of Hollywood that were major players. And I'm like, Adam West is a major player till the day he died. Like he's been on Family Guy and he's been doing. I mean, he's not a guy who just became obscure. I mean, maybe in the late 70s, 80s and stuff. He kind of bounced around convention circuit, but he's been a part of pop culture forever. I mean, they literally lit the bat signal in LA, like when he died, and thousands of people showed up to like pay their respects. And I feel like they just missed it, dude. And it's kind of like no one's really made any comments about it, like from
has anyone given
Academy.
Any reasons or any of that? That's really interesting.
It's kind of a bummer, man. Like that would have been a really good, last way to kind of honor him. I mean, it's really just a name and a picture and like a photo montage type of thing, but
I think that montage like holds some real value for a lot of people.
I know. I mean, what I'm saying is it doesn't. It's
and
not
so
like,
I agree with. I'm saying that to agree.
Yeah,
like
it's just it's so simple is what I guess I'm getting at. Is like, how do you miss that? Like, no one when you're aggregating the loss of the year, how did you miss Adam West? And so, to me, it was a little disturbing. Like, wait, where's Adam West at? And it was like, I was kind of waiting. I thought it was going to be at the end for some reason. Like, maybe it's going to be alphabetical or... So, yeah. Kind of a bummer. So
kind of a bummer. Like,
yeah, thanks for being
comics, just
that
not... Comics not getting recognized really at all. Like, that night.
Yeah, but I don't think it was a comic thing.
No, comic book things. But, I mean, there weren't, like, a lot of opportunities, I guess, for them to be noticed.
Hey, you know what? Okay, so
they talked about Black Panther several times. Jimmy Kimmel made a couple jokes about it. But, okay, so you have... Logan was really the only comic book movie from last year nominated for anything, and that was for adapted screenplay.
Yeah,
didn't
win. But you know what? They like my friend on Twitter, Chris Clow. He put like, "Hey, this is the first time on like a public like forum, like the name Len Wein was like said on, and I forgot what else he said, but publicly like." On like broadcast a show, so there's a win. Like see the bright side of it, but I know what you're saying, dude. And it's just kind of where life is, dude. Like comics.
Did you watch the show?
I watched most of it.
Did you hear? So Jimmy Kimmel made a really funny joke about like how successful all of the Best Picture movies have been, and how all of them were just completely outpaced by Black Panther this last weekend. Like. Just talking about like, altogether they've made this much money, but that was all like outdone by Black Panther just now. And then like later in the show, he was like, while we were actually like Black Panther just made another $45 million in the next. He's like, great job, guys. I can't wait for that movie to be the next one to not win anything next year or something like that.
See, that's
like, oh,
that's, yeah. And I'm hoping next year something. I don't know. Like, there's really nothing on the docket this year that's like going to blow anybody away. Like, I don't see. There's not like a Logan. There's not like a Black Panther coming out this year, and so like
except for Black Panther.
Well, oh, that's true. That's
like,
right, huh?
That is this year.
Oh, you're never mind. I stand corrected. So, but I wanted to read.
I'm hopeful. Like, there's some good stuff. Sorry,
I wanted to read what Chris Klaus said. He said, "Guys, even though Logan didn't just win, freaking Len Wein, or Len Wein, however you want to say it, and John Romita Sr.'s names were just spoken during the Oscars. That is incredible." And so,
that's awesome. I totally missed that.
Yeah, and so, yeah, it's always perspective. And in my heart, I was like, "There's no way Logan's winning," but I was kind of pulling for it.
Totally. No, we had like these,
and I didn't even love Logan. I thought Logan was good.
We had these ballots that we like printed out to all kind of just guess, like just because it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because this is the first year I've actually, thank you MoviePass, like seen. I saw like over half of the Best Picture nominees, which is I've never seen that many of them. Usually it's like, yeah, I've seen one of those. And so we voted that, and there were definitely some that I voted because I think like, oh, I think this is going to win. Mm-hmm. But then there were a few like Logan for the screenplay when I was like, I'm just kind of wishing this into existence. Hopefully, like,
by the power of my wishes.
Yeah. And just so you know, out of 24 category or 24 awards, I guess 9 correctly.
Nice.
I felt pretty proud of myself.
You should have done like one of those money pools.
Money pool, like
money
Scrooge
pool.
McDuck.
Why not, dude?
Swim in the money pool. See, and you thought we didn't have any news to talk about this week.
Know.
Look at you.
And then, so to wrap up our news, last week I did ask a question. I need to know who was cooler, Lobo or Ghost Rider. And through the power of science and Twitter.
Oh, yeah, the poll?
My poll, dude, didn't really answer because it was pretty
I voted
close.
against you on that one, man, just so you know.
Fair enough. 46% said Lobo, 54% said Ghost Rider. And there you go. So there you go. Most people think Ghost Rider's cooler. It's so neck and neck. They're both pretty much the same character.
Yeah, they're very similar.
Just in the sense that...
Do you prefer your character on fire or not? Like, that's kind of the deciding factor.
They're actually not the same character. They're loaded differently. But they're just in the sense that, like, you probably can buy a shirt at Hot Topic, and they both wear leather. Well, now there's
Cosmic Ghost Rider. Like, now they're both in space riding motorcycles.
There you go. I just think Lobo's funny. Lobo makes me laugh. Ghost Rider does not make me laugh. So there you go. And I liked him in the first Injustice game. He was fun to play. So, okay, so let's jump into some freaking... You smell them? Smell those floppies, Matt Ritchie.
Yes. These are young floppies, though, not old.
These are young.
Floppies.
They're not old. Sorry, Rob Myers. These are not old floppies. These are...
Dude, today was a big day.
It was a big day.
For comics. Like, there's some good... issues coming out, like for stories that we already follow, but specifically for Justin and I, there's some new books to check out.
Some new books. Oh, and I tried so hard not to buy. I mean, I was going to get the books I get, but I was like...
What were you trying not to buy?
Well, I guess I wasn't trying not to buy anything. I was like...
Oh, I knew it was going to be a big day.
Let's look at the other aisles. Let's look at some images. Let's look at the indies and actually about 2 image books. And the first is fans of Robert Kirkman. So if you're fans of Walking Dead and the recently wrapped up Invincible, Robert Kirkman has now started a new book called Oblivion Song with Lorenzo De Felici. And it's kind of a weird book, dude. So we both just read this. Matt, what are your thoughts, dude?
I think I'm realizing, I don't know if this is a fair generalization or not, that I really like art style of Italian artists. Because I think of, like, I really liked Green Valley. I really like, you know what I mean? Like, there's been a few things here and there. I'm like, oh, maybe that's just like a style that I really like a lot, and I kind of gravitate towards. To where I think this could have taken the Walking Dead kind of route of being like very like post-apocalyptic and like all this kind of, you know what I mean? The scavenger kind of mentality of things. And it could have taken a darker, I think, turn as far as the art style, but it wasn't that. And I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a really well done pilot of a TV show.
Yeah.
To where like it ended, I'm like, oh crap. What next episode, please? Like, let's do this. So I would say that's general, like the kind of main things that hit me. What about you?
Yeah, I liked it. I'm interested, but there's a little bit of hesitation of like, man, if I'm buying this Robert Kirkman book, there's chances it's going to go on for like 100 and something issues. And so I'm in for the long
You're
haul.
already doing the math.
I'm going to be reading this for 10 years, dude. So I'm like, oh my gosh. We'll see. My kids will be like 20 by the time this thing's done, you know. Or maybe it goes like 20 issues. I don't know. I was just thinking about like, where's this going to go? So it's an interesting concept. Like everyone's like lost in oblivion and they're looking for him. And you have this guy, Nathan, who's just like, I'm going to find people. Like the government won't give me the funds to find these people. Then I'm going to find them. And there's a twist, a little bit of, not a twist, but kind of surprise at the end. And I'm in. I mean, I'm going to give it the 6th issue. I'm going to give it the good old 6-issue try. Because this isn't.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, like, we always go, at least give it 6 issues. But if you don't like the first issue, don't continue to buy it. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was
I would
that
say
one
if
comic?
you're like neutral and above on the first issue, try another one.
Try another one. But like, what was the other comic? I was like, man, I ain't going to buy that no more.
Was it Days of Hate?
Days of Hate. I was like, forget that comic book. But so like, Oblivion Song, I'm giving it a let's go, man. I liked it. And the art didn't jibe with me as much as you did. There was parts where I thought it was really good, and then there was parts I'm like, well, what the heck is he drawing right there, man? And so I think it was mostly even some of the faces. It wasn't bad storytelling. It was just some of the faces felt a little bit off, but the colors are really cool. I love it. I do like the bright colors. So
yeah, it felt like very cinematic lighting.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes. It's a cool concept. Hopefully they give a little more backstory on like what caused all these people
totally.
to disappear.
I think they just gave you enough to kind of like pique your curiosity.
Yeah. I love the cover.
Yeah, you got the variant, the Jeff Lemire cover.
Him doing his own thing.
Sorry, not Jeff Lemire. I was looking at the wrong one. Sorry.
What?
I'm totally getting ahead of myself, everybody. I apologize.
Oh.
You got the normal cover for Oblivion Song. It's great. Now, for our next comic book.
Matt's trying to prep.
I was distracted, man.
Yeah, we'll cut that. There you go. The master of editing. He's like, no. Now that I said we'll cut it.
We got to keep it in now.
Keep it in now. Oh, now we're just going to say we're not going to edit it. So there you go. So anyways, Oblivion Song 1, I give it a let's go. Matt, you give it a...
Let's go.
He gives it a let's go as well. And so check it out from Image Comics and Skybound. Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo De Felici's Oblivion Song.
I like it.
Check it out.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, Image hitting us with those number ones today.
Heck yeah, dude.
Next one that I was referencing, Gideon Falls, which Justin did get the variant cover for.
I don't know what one was the variant,
Lemire.
dude. That's the only one I saw there. Except, the other one didn't have a title on it. It was weird, man.
Really?
There was only
the one I saw did.
There was only 3 of them. And
interesting.
So I think the one with the city, I probably would have preferred to get.
Yeah.
And so, whatever.
So we have Gideon Falls, Jeff Lemire, Andrea Sorrentino, and Dave Stewart. Number 1 coming out today. So
that Old Man Logan Green Arrow team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about this one, Justin?
I liked it. I prefer superhero comics. I like superheroes. I like good versus bad. But I will jump into I like crime stuff. Because I'm reading Kill or Be Killed. I like stuff like that. Scene of the crime. Things that are a little gritty. Because I don't know what it is. I like Law and Order and crap like that. And movies in that type of genre. But sometimes it's hard. Or sometimes I feel like, okay, every non-comic book genre comic. Sorry, not comic book. Every superhero comic I read. I know I like superheroes. So every non-superhero comic I read, it tends to just be crime. I don't want to read everything crime. And so this is I just jumped at it. I was like, okay, I like the team. It's a number 1. I'm going to jump into it.
Yeah.
And I just read that it was going to be weird. It was just a weird story and some more of a horror, maybe kind of freaky, what the heck's going on? So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll check this out because it's not a crime book, man. Let me just spit it out.
No, it's really interesting.
So you got this kind of it feels like you got this priest and there's something going on with him. And you don't really know too much about him, but he's got a backstory. He looks like Merle from Walking Dead. That's what he looked at. Again, I told Matt, like, before we started, I go, I feel like this book is like, make this a movie. Make this a TV show. And like,
yeah, it's like every one of
them. I heard
made.
Merle's voice when I was reading it. I don't want to keep saying Michael Rooker. I want to say Michael Rooker was the voice I heard for the priest. Like, and then you all this side story of this guy who's kind of a crazy. He's kind of an outpatient, and he's kind of obsessed with picking up like real rusty nails and stuff. And then their stories start to converge at the end with this discovery of the black barn. And
I'd actually say his seems like the main story.
Who's this? The priest or the patient? The patient. Okay.
His name's Norton.
So yeah, I kind of felt like had an equal. It's both their stories, and I think they're going to converge at some point. So yeah, so the Black Barn, I'm definitely interested in it.
Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. I mean, you have Andrea Sorrentino did some stuff for Secret Empire.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that was a really interesting choice too, with the scenes that he did.
And again, his art isn't like mainstream to me.
No, I didn't love it in Secret Empire the whole time. I think for this story, it's incredible though. And whoever's responsible for the layouts and stuff, those are also really interesting.
I'm sure it's him.
I think it's a lot of dynamic stuff going on between the panels and stuff, where you can take like 3-4 pages of a guy picking up trash, make look interesting.
Yeah.
And so definitely feels dark. I think the art style makes it feel like almost like noirish, like mixed with the horror kind of aspect of it. Yeah, dude, there's that panel of the dead priest like just showing up.
That's a creepy picture.
It's so creepy. But at the same time, I was like, oh man, I'm really interested. Yeah, I dig the art. I think there's something about it that almost feels like frantic and like kind of like unpolished, like that guy that's digging for trash, Norton. And so I like the feel of it. I think it's not like a feel good comic book by any means.
Super weird.
But I think it's pretty compelling, I think. Like another one where I reached the end of that first issue. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. What is going to happen?
I really wish I got the other cover, just because issue 2's cover is
similar to it. I know. I want to go back. I had this book in my hand at the comic shop today, and because I had a stack of other stuff, I ended up not getting it, but I needed to. I would give Gideon Falls a let's go as well.
Yeah, I'm giving it. Well, I didn't give my rating, but I'm going to give it a let's go.
No, I mean, in addition to saying that Oblivion Song would be a let's go.
Yeah, it's definitely a let's go. It's
some really great stuff. Image, I mean, man. They put out some good stuff, man.
If you would have asked me like years ago, would I ever buy like 2 Image books today? Nope. I would have been like, no way, man. I don't need any Wildcats books.
Or Youngblood.
Or
Wetworks.
Or Deathblow. And whatever else.
Oh gosh, yeah,
Deathblow or Death. It was.
I don't know why you said Deathblow. Is that how you say blow? Is you say blow?
Hit me up, dude. It's late. Deathblow. Anyways, though Jim Lee did some cool stuff on the art there. He had kind of this like, Frank Miller thing going on with what he was doing. Anyways, so let's jump into Matt. Matt read this. I did not read Infinity Countdown #1.
Yeah, so I'll get to you.
But I heard some rumors about some people.
A couple of weeks ago.
FYI, spoilers.
Spoilers. So I talked about it a couple of weeks ago, probably last month. Got the Infinity Countdown Adam Warlock one shot. Primarily because the Allreds were on art. But I saw this today, and again, similar idea of like, hey, it's #1. Like, why not check it out? Give it a shot. And the first thing I would say is that, is it Aaron Cooter?
Yeah, Aaron Cooter.
Aaron Cooter's art is fantastic in this thing. Like, he's been doing the Guardians book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I read today, after I read this book, that These 5 issues are actually the last 5 issues of the Guardians run, I guess, and they just kind of marketed it as something leading up to this event. So it's literally like it focuses on the Guardians of the Galaxy, same artist and writer. But I'm not complaining about it because it is beautiful. It's expressive.
I need to get you those Guardians
and it is
books, dude.
really fun. But even though I haven't read the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, I didn't feel completely lost. I felt like, yeah, there's parts of the story I don't know, but they give me enough to be able to catch on. There's this idea, right, in literature where I think the term is en media res, like where you're saying that's you're coming into the middle of a story.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this week, and if you look at comics, that's kind of all you're ever doing, or any story ever, right? Like you don't usually start at the beginning of a story, right? And you don't ever end at the end, like when the person's dead or when, you know what I mean? Like there's always something that's going to happen before and after. So I think that would, for me, I was thinking like, man, why do we make such a huge deal about like, oh, it's not the beginning of a story, or it's not like I didn't finish it. And be like, all we're ever doing is reading part of a story.
That's true.
Sorry to get like,
I think that's
getting too deep. So anyway, all that to say, I can jump into the story. Focuses on Guardians of the Galaxy, and I liked it a lot, and I'm glad I picked it up. I think the art is so good. What's kind of fun is Jordi Belair doing colors on this. He's been consistently doing colors on Tom King's Batman run as well.
Oh, really?
And the color choices on this thing are just incredible. So good. Yeah, man. I don't have a lot of other descriptors other than ruining the story for people, but there are a couple of key character things that happen that I think are really interesting that I'm sure people are going to lose their mind over. So we all know that I want to say it's Tales of Suspense. Is that what's been going for a few months now? Maybe. With Bucky and Hawkeye looking for Black Widow because they think she's alive. Spoilers: she's alive. Apparently, shows up at the end of the book. But then you also, the big other thing, and I'm ruining this for Justin as he's like not even reading this.
I'm not. Well, I mean, I've read the Guardians, and 150 was the last issue of Guardians.
Groot. Groot is restored to his former glory, as it were, to where he's fully grown and can freaking talk.
Oh, I don't like that.
So he's not saying I'm Groot anymore.
Wait, what? Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you anymore.
I don't like that.
There's right there.
I don't like that at all, dude.
Right?
Nope.
So it's interesting. I'm sure I don't have feelings one way or the other about it, but I'm sure other people are going to probably lose their minds over it. I'm kind of not liking that. I'm kind of not into that idea. I dug this book, so I will say, wow. I would also give this book a let's go.
Man, I'm really sad. Sorry, I'm kind of like taken aback in the sense that Infinity Countdown is taking over the Guardians. Like, so they're not going to have Guardians of the Galaxy anymore?
I don't know. I don't know how these things run right now, Justin. I don't have the answers for you, sir.
Man, that makes me really bummed. I really like that book. It was such a fun book, and
that means you should keep reading Infinity Countdown.
Yeah, I haven't talked about it much on the show just because we get so bogged down. But it has been a consistent book from Marvel that I bought.
Yeah, you've been.
I mean, I've been mentioned like, I've been buying Guardians. I really like it. It's so fun, and I don't want it to go away. But that whole Groot reveal kind of bums me out. So I can't give it a rating. I'll read it, and so he puts it in the stack. I'll put it in because I still have the Adam Warlock special sitting. So
yeah, so just read both of them in one sitting. You'll be good.
Yeah.
I think the idea of it is really good. And at the beginning of it, I would also add they kind of explain the way they explain the power of the Infinity Stones was helpful for me as kind of a refresher.
Okay.
So those are kind of the ones we wanted to really dig in on. Do you want to talk about other stuff that you read?
Yeah, I do want to talk about Batman White Knight #6.
Yes.
That was a flipping awesome comic book, dude.
It's good. It's consistent. Keeps going.
Yeah, it keeps going. It's a definite. It's a gotta go type of series.
Yep.
This issue I liked better than the. I think the last issue was kind of like, okay, it was good. This one picked it back up again.
That had the awesome all the cars and stuff.
Dude.
The car chase.
It had last issue had the car chase, but I think
that's what I'm saying.
That was it was good, but I think that was the thing that popped out to me. Like, oh, the car chase is amazing, but it wasn't a bad issue. It was just like, okay.
No, this thing is
dude.
It's masterful. Like
dude,
really in every sense.
Had freaking my Tim Burton Batmobile in this, and I loved it. Oh man, I was like, you see it on the cover there, and you're like, what's going on? Are they just teasing with me? And how they bring it into the story is really awesome. You kind of get some reveals on like what was going on. Like I think it was the end of issue 3 where like, what's going on with the Waynes? And you figure oh, okay. So almost kind of like a relief, but at the same time like, oh man, I thought something dirty was happening. And then it just kind of ends on a pretty crazy scene, and I won't spoil that here just because I ain't trying to groot you.
We're spoiling some stuff.
We'll spoil some stuff, but like I don't want to spoil anything for you. Batman White Knight is just going to be one of those books, dude. Like, I don't even think I'm going to buy it in a trade. I'm going to wait for them to do one of those like special edition trades where they like have some crazy behind the scenes stuff, sketches, because I guarantee like Sean Murphy's got some crazy like notes, and the story is,
and probably stuff he had to edit down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, yeah. I mean, if you follow him on Twitter, he shows some stuff like, oh, I was going to do this. And, it's such a good book, dude. Like I'm loving it.
Really good.
Loving it.
Really good.
If you're not buying Batman White Knight, you don't love comics. You probably don't even like care about your parents.
Whoa.
You're like one of those people that you're like, what are you doing? Are you a jerk? Are you like one of those guys that fights people in a comic shop? Sorry, I read that story today. They got in a fight over Rick and Morty and Amazing Spider-Man comics.
Awesome.
They're like,
way to go, everybody.
Way to go, guys. Good job. Good job, you guys.
Did you get Batman and Superman today as well?
Batman and Superman. Batman, we won't talk about until it wraps up the story. We're trying to we don't have to talk about Batman every we just talked about Batman, but we don't got to talk about the Batman comic every 2 weeks.
Right.
So we'll wait for the story to wrap up, but it's good. And Superman was freaking all kinds of bananas. It was a bizarro issue.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So it was like kind of hard to read, but kind of awesome at the same time.
It was really hard to read, but it was so fun and
so good.
Yeah. Please I'm hoping Superman continues to be, this is the Superman that I was missing. This is the Superman comics that I was really raving about like all year. And I just feel like the last few just did not connect. And this was really good and I liked it. And Bizarro, Bizarro is such a fun concept anyway. So I'm a sucker for Bizarro.
Yeah. Did you notice the credits at the beginning of the book?
Yeah. How it was like the opposite of like what they were. Some of them were a stretch.
So good though.
But it was fun. Yeah. So yeah. Superman 42. Go get it for me. It was just like a let's go. It was a lot of these books this week are let's goes for me. Like there wasn't
it's a good week, man.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to talk about something that's not out yet. And I'm not sure when it goes out. But I was able to get a copy. Not illegally or anything like that. It's review purposes only through the graces of Batman on Film. So I got to read Green Lantern Earth 1, which Earth 1s have been kind of hit or miss. Kind of takes like a DC property that you love, like Green Lantern. Of course, this is Green Lantern. Batman, Superman, whatever, Teen Titans, Wonder Woman. They've done them for all those characters. And kind of does a different spin. And this one was super. I mean, Green Lantern's
it's
already
a graphic novel.
It's a graphic novel.
Like
it's not a comic book. It's not a single issue. It's like 130 something pages of comic. And man, this was really cool. It was a really cool comic, man. And I think out of the Earth ones I've read Superman, I've read Batman. It's my favorite one.
Wow.
Yeah. I think that it's definitely it's a different concept for Hal Jordan. If you're looking for like the spaceman in the sense of not spaceman, like the jet pilot, jet fighter guy, you're not going to get that. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be like, oh, that's not the Hal Jordan I want. That's not my Hal Jordan. So you're not going to get that. It's a different take, dude. He's a space explorer. He's kind of isolated himself in the space for a few years. Some stuff went down that he wasn't happy about on Earth, and he's like, I don't want to go back to Earth. I want to stay here. And then he happens upon like Abin Sur and some discovery and some like, it's super sci-fi. like hard sci-fi. Like,
Cool.
Yeah, it
I'm excited,
it doesn't
man.
have a lot of superheroic parts of it, but he does become like a superhero in it. And so, by Gabriel Hardman and Corinne Betchko and Jordan Boyd, I think it was really good. So if you're into these Earth ones, this is the best of the ones I've read, I would say.
Right on,
so,
man.
It's
What
good
would you
art,
rate
good
that?
story. I'm gonna give it a let's go as well. It's freaking, even if you if you don't like Green Lantern, I would read this if you have a chance to check it out. It has a very like Aliens feel to it, and there's some cool surprises in it as you get towards the end.
Sweet.
So yeah, I liked it. Green Lantern, Earth 1, Volume 1. So there's probably going to be a Volume 2. So check it out. So other than that, that's all I got on comics, dude. What about you, Matt?
I picked up Captain America 699.
Oh,
is the other one.
One more, dude. We're
One
all
more.
hitting 700 soon.
Yeah. Man, Chris Samney,
Yeah.
where have you been all my life?
I've been at Marvel.
I know, right?
I've been doing Marvel books, dude. Why don't you read some?
I know. I need to go back and read the Black Widow run that he was on. And he was actually on Daredevil
yeah.
back when I was actually buying it. I
Yeah.
didn't realize he took over after Paulo Rivera.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
RIP.
cool. Like, it's just such good stuff, man. So it's awesome to look at. And then I think Wade is kind of in a sweet spot writing-wise, too.
Yeah. See, I like Wade when he is writing in his lane, you know?
Yeah. Champions was not his lane.
Yeah.
This feels more his lane.
Yeah.
And so I think it's kind of bittersweet that's going to be coming to a close here next month with issue 700. But I mean, there's more stuff to look forward to, and I'm just going to throw it out there again. I think we talked about it last week. Chris Samney is doing daily sketches on Twitter, and they're all DC characters.
Yeah.
The last like week or so. So
Come
I'm
home,
just
buddy. Come on home.
crossing my fingers, man. I would get pretty much any book that he would draw.
Yeah. Are you going to get this Venomized #1?
Nope.
I'm like, it's such a like a different like look to like
Yeah.
the Samney stuff, and you see Venomized, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
No
man.
thanks. 90s are done.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Samney, man. I would give this book. It's another let's go. It's been a good week, man.
Good week in comics, dude. This looks so fun. I need to read these.
Yeah, it's
Mark Waid
so
comics.
good, man.
So I mean,
So good.
Mark Waid, Captain America.
I need to go back and fill in the blanks on that Daredevil run with Wade as well.
You gotta check it out on Unlimited, dude. Oh, I can dig into my stack. I have them.
Yeah, no, I'm doing that. I'm actually reading. This isn't like floppies, but I'm reading through the Silver Surfer series from 2015.
Stuff?
Yeah.
There's the first series, right? Because there's two different All Red series.
Oh crap.
Yeah, it's
Maybe I'm reading the second one.
him and
Dan Slott.
Dan Slott. So the first one is they're at the beach house, like she's a little girl, her and her sister, and it starts off that way. So they're at the
Oh no, I'm
kind of
starting
the bed and
off with
breakfast.
her coming back to Earth with him.
You need to go one more series behind it.
God.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. That's good to know.
Yeah, go back.
But it's so good.
It is good. But it's the same story. It's just it was one of those Marvel deals, like all new.
Yeah, right.
All new Marvel, like.
So I'll go back to it. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's what I've been reading.
Okay.
A few issues of it, and it's so good, man.
It's beautiful stuff.
So I need to add maybe some Chris Samney stuff to that as well.
Yeah, there you go. Good stuff. Okay, so before we get out of here, we're gonna hit a couple listener questions, and
All right.
then we're gonna.
Lightning round, Justin. Let's do these quick.
Matt's like, I'm tired. I can't do lightning round. I just can't, dude. So it's just not gonna happen.
Justin doesn't have a lightning round.
I know. All right, so we'll work our ways backwards. Matt J. Yaz, what's he asking us again?
Oh, why are monkeys awesome?
Jay, you already know. That's all. You know in your heart. You know the answer to that. So there you go.
Yes.
Done. Answer.
Taken care of.
Answer has been taken care of. Okay. Fredo, our good buddy Fredo, who's been on the show, on the Black Panther show. Check that out. Compare, contrast Infinity Gauntlet and the story Infinity ? I don't know. Is he
Infinity? Was there
Infinity
just
War?
one called
Just Infinity War? Oh, no, it was called the Infinity War. Which do you recommend reading before Infinity War movie drops?
Go ahead, Justin.
I don't know.
I have no input on this.
No input. I don't know, man. I would just say be
we
familiar.
need to do some research.
I would just say watch all the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies.
Marvel Unlimited. That's what I need to
get Marvel Unlimited and then read everything. I'm sorry, buddy. I just feel like I'm not as well versed. And I've only read
We need to do
Infinity
some research
Gauntlet
before
one
answering
time,
that
dude.
question.
And everyone fought, and there was a battle between Captain America and Thanos. And anywho, yeah, maybe we need someone who's a little more versed in this Marvel stuff. I think we need to get a guest. I might have to reach out to somebody.
Yeah. Get us all caught up for an Infinity War.
Paul Herman, where you at? Hit me up. Get on this show. Talk about some Infinity Gauntlets. So, sorry, Fredo. You're just going to have to buy some more comics, dude. You're going to have to smell them floppies. Smell them floppies. All right, so finally, Matt, who's our last question from?
Batboat77.
At Batboat77.
Batboat77.
At. Who would name their kid at? At Batboat77. Okay, just kidding. So, he's asking us, do you think the negativity of the DC EU has somewhat overshadowed what has been a pretty good run for DC Comics since Rebirth? I would say this. I think the DC Rebirth has been better than pretty good. I'm going to say it's been a pretty great run, I think, overall. Sorry, I didn't mean to edit your question, but I know what you're saying. I'm being a little silly. Do I think the negativity? I don't think so, man, because I think movies and comics are just two different things. Like as fans of both, we get it. I don't know, Matt, what do you think? Do you think the movies have had a negative impact on the books at all?
I think they maybe haven't generated interest with people that aren't already familiar with the comics.
Yeah, I would say that too.
I think that would be the fair way to put it. Because the people that already are reading Rebirth, they're like, oh, man, I'm bummed. Not because it's not the greatest movie it could be, but because it's not a great representation of all the good stuff happening in the books.
Yeah. I think that's where it lands. I think that the Rebirth books, I've just been way more excited about them than the movies. I'm excited about the movies, even when you're like, oh man, like I was still excited about Justice League, even though I knew it's probably not going to be the best, you know. As far as the mainstream, the mainstream doesn't care about the comics right now. They may glance, they may look over and go, oh, what's that all about? But it don't matter. I think it's comics and movies are just two different things.
Yeah, I mean, there could be the gap could be bridged there if people wanted it to be, but we talked about this a few episodes ago. I just think in general, Marvel and DC, there's just not a lot of work being put in to try to make that something that can be bridged.
But to be fair, or not to be fair, but to give an example, in going back to Fredo, really pumped about the Black Panther movie. So what did he do? Checked out Black Panther comics. And I don't know if anyone left Justice League going, oh man, I want to read Justice League. And if they did, they would have picked it up and been severely disappointed because that book has been lame. Sorry, I'm just putting it out there now. I've read a couple of the last issues by Christopher Priest. They've been pretty good. They've been cool. But the current Rebirth run has not been what the Justice League should be. And so, that movie didn't do justice to the Justice League. And if someone did feel, I want to go check out these characters in the book, the Justice League book wasn't really living up to what those books could be. But yeah, it's a hard one, man. I think it just depends on where you're sitting at on the fence. I think some people are very hard nosed, like the movies are bad. It means people aren't going to go read the comics, and I think it's just a whole other issue. I don't know if movies send people to the comic shops as much as we think they would, or we would like them to. Yeah. So there you go. I mean, hopefully that answered it for you. I know it's kind of more of an opinion on that one, but that's kind of where I sit, and me and Matt both agree.
I think so.
All right, man. So other than that, I think that's it, buddy. I think we're going to wrap this one up.
Let's do it.
All right. So Matt, how can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Matt Ritchie, MatTrichey.
Ooh, I'm going to look you up right now. I'm going to unfollow you so I can follow you again.
Look me up, man.
Hook you up, hit you up. All right. You can follow me at J_Rocca on Twitter, and you can follow the show at Let's Go Comic Show on Twitter and Instagram. You can go to www.letsgocast.com where you can find this show and the Let's Go podcast and the Start Today podcast. So check those shows out because there's new ones dropping all the time. You're like, oh, wow, what was that? That was a show.
Dropping.
There you go. You can visit www.letsgocast.com/merch and you can buy a shirt. You can buy some merchandise and go, I need to get looking good. It's springtime's coming up. You know, maybe I need to buy myself a Let's Go tank top. Show off the guns a little bit. Do that. And all proceeds go back to the show. It's not going to a giant conglomerate. You're not feeding evil. You're feeding us. Me and Matt Ritchie. And we're hungry. We're hungry to make more podcasts for you. More shows, more fun. So do that. And if you're like, I really want to be on board, you can join our Patreon. So go to patreon.com/letsgocast and you can join at many different levels. And you know what? If you sign up now, we will send you a fun Let's Go button. We got a bunch of buttons and I got some magnets coming too.
Oh,
so we'll start sending goodies to you. So you just got to sign up, and for the price of like nothing, just go check it out and we'll
maybe not nothing, maybe a little more,
maybe a little more than nothing. But you know that you'll be given to the show and you're going to get something in return. Surprise. You never know. You never know what type of surprise may come to you. So there you go. And if you're like, hey, I can't do that. My wife won't let me spend any more money on comics-related materials or anything that I love. It's okay. You can go to the iTunes store and you can leave us a review. You can leave us a review in a 5-star. That will make us so happy. Matt Ritchie, how happy would that make you?
So happy.
So happy that, what would you do? What would you do for a Klondike bar, dude?
Right.
How happy would you be?
How happy would I be?
Yeah, if someone left a review.
Oh man, I would do a cartwheel.
Would you? And we'll even read it. We'll read that review on the air, dude.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We'll read it, and
it's what we do.
Yeah, and and if you do, maybe we'll send you something. We'll send you a little bribe. So there you go. Do that. Help us out. It helps the show out, and
it helps Justin out.
It helps me out. It doesn't even help Matt out. Matt's like, I don't care. Not really. But yeah, it would be great if you can do that. So there you go. So my name is Justin.
I'm Matt.
Let's go.
Let's go.